So right now, while you're watching this, there is a system in your body that is doing more work than your muscles, more work than your nervous system, and more work than anything your doctor has ever tested. And there is a good chance you have never heard of it. And that's going to change today. Here's something that should make you angry. When medical researchers would cut open a human body to study it, for most of the last 200 years, right? There was a tissue they found before the muscles, before the organs, and it was everywhere, covering everything, right? Connecting everything. And they would just scrape it off and discard it. They called it packaging material, right? Like the stuff that comes in a box to protect what's inside. The tissue they threw away is called fascia, and it's not packaging material. It's arguably the most important structural system in your entire body, and they just threw it away in the trash. So what is fascia, right? The simple version first is your body is full of parts, muscles, bones, organs, nerves, blood vessels. And fascia is the material that wraps around all of it, not in one place, but everywhere. It wraps around every muscle you've trained, right? It wraps around every organ, keeping you alive right now. It wraps around your heart, your lungs, your brain, and it doesn't just wrap around these things separately. It connects them from the top of your skull down to your spine, through your hips, down your legs to the bottom of your feet, right? One continuous web. There's no gaps or breaks. You pull one end, the entire thing moves. And that's not a metaphor, right? That's the literal anatomy. So the best way to describe this, right? Imagine a full body wetsuit. One piece fits every curve of your body. You move your shoulder, the whole wetsuit responds, right? You twist your hip, the fabric shifts everywhere, right? Now imagine that suit is inside you, not on your skin, right underneath it, wrapping everything. And unlike a wetsuit, you can't take it off. You were born with it and you will die in it, right? And everything that has ever happened to your body, you stored it in. Every injury, every surgery, every time you sat hunched at the desk for 10 hours, every time you trained through pain instead of addressing it, right? Your fascia remembers. And that's why this matters. Have you ever had pain that made no sense, right? Your lower back hurts, but you haven't done anything to your lower back. Your neck is locked up, but the massage therapist works on it every week and it just comes back. Your knee gives you trouble, but every scan comes back clean. And I'm not saying those aren't real problems. I'm saying the problem is probably not where you think it is. And here's why. Fascia doesn't work in body parts, right? It works in lines, long chains of tissue that run through your whole body. When one part of that chain gets stuck, right? Tight, scarred, dehydrated, restricted, right? The whole line starts compensating. Something takes the load, something else starts to wear down, and you feel it somewhere completely different from where the problem actually lives. Your lower back pain might be your calves. Your neck tension might be your hips, right? Your knee problem might be starting all the way up from your thoracic spine because they're all in the same suit, right? They're all part of the same web. And when you treat only the place where it hurts without understanding the system it lives in, you will be treating that same spot for the rest of your life. So that's not a body that's broken, that's a body that's been misread. So here's where it gets a little strange. Fascia is not just structural tissue. Researchers have found that there are more sensory nerve endings than your muscles. More sensors, more receptors, more ways of feeding information to your brain. Which means fascia isn't just holding you together. It's sensing you. It's constantly reporting to your brain where you are in space and how much tension is in the system, whether you're safe or under a threat. It is a sensory organ, a massive full body sensory organ you never knew you had. The ancient traditions, thousands of years before the microscopes, right? Chinese medicine mapped channels through the body called meridians, right? Channels where energy flows, where blockages cause pain and disease, right? When modern researchers laid those meridian maps over fascial anatomy diagrams, the lines matched almost exactly, right? People in ancient China had no labs, no microscopes. They just paid attention, right? They found the same tissue, they just called it something different. Over the next 7 episodes, we're going to go into a deep dive. We're going to cover biology, what fascia is actually made of and what happens when it breaks down, and the biomechanics, how it controls your movement in ways that have nothing to do with muscle strength, right? The nervous system connection, why your fascia and your stress response are the same conversation, and the emotional layer, how unresolved trauma doesn't just live in your head, it lives in your tissue, and the esoteric dimension of the ancient frameworks that were describing this system long before science had a name for it. So, this is not going to be a fitness series. This is a series of understanding the body you actually live in, right? Most people spend their whole lives working in a body they don't understand, only training muscles they can see, ignoring the system that holds it all together. By the end of this series, that won't be you. So, one thing before you go, put your hand on your forearm right now and press it gently into the muscle belly. That resistance you feel under the skin, that layer between your fingers and the muscle itself, that's the fascia, right? You just felt it for the first time, right? It's been there your whole life. Now you know it's there. So, the next episode, we're going to go inside it, what it's made of, how it's built, and why what you do every single day is either healing it or destroying it.